What's up, guys? It's Brandon here. Today I thought I'd try something completely new where I basically review or go over one of David Ramsey's videos on buying a used car. Now, a caller named Susie is calling in to Dave Ramsey to ask advice on buying a used car. Now, I've never seen this video, but I assume, being that it is David Ramsey, that I'll agree with some of the stuff while probably not agreeing with other stuff, but I'm just curious to see what his advice is to Susie on buying a used car. All right, well, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Susie is with us in Las Vegas. Hi, Susie. How are you?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Well, I have a quick question. My husband and I have saved up $30,000 that we know we want to purchase a car with.
Wow.
We're looking at a Ford F-150 with that 3.5 6-liter EcoBoost. I don't know. It's my husband's thing. If it gets me from point A to point B, it's good. But if it gets him hunting, it's even better. So what the question I have is, we have that set aside. We are going to start actually going and trying to negotiate, and I'm kind of confused. I've looked.
All right, so right off the bat, she's looking just to get an economical car, nothing fancy. It's just your basic, Ford F-150 truck, maybe some features in it, but she wants a truck that can get her husband out and hunting. Again, they've saved up $30,000 for this truck, so not a bad start.
Up different suggestions online, and one site says don't go on a weekend, go on a weekday. Another one will say don't tell them you're paying cash. Negotiate the price first, because a lot of times the dealerships feel like they're going to make money on the back end if they think you're going to finance.
Okay, so I completely get what she's saying. I don't know about saying that you're going and paying cash, if that's going to do much. They might just think that you have more money to spend. But going on a weekday versus a weekend, I would think for sure it's going to be busier on a weekend, so it's going to be harder to see the car that you want to see, or the car might already be gone, and they might be less likely to want to negotiate with you because they have so many customers going around. So I do agree with that. Going to a car dealership on a weekday versus a weekend is probably a better bet.
And I just want to go in, get an honest price and a good deal, and leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all that people want to do, right? They want to go to the dealer. First, they want to find the car. They want to go to the dealer. They want to say, hey, I want to pay this price for this car, and then I'm gone. But as I think everyone knows, that's not quite the way it works. So let's see what else she has to say.
I hear you.
I don't know what's the best deal to get to stretch my dollar the most.
What is
We're
your
looking for. I'm sorry.
what is your all's household income?
About 100,000.
Good. And what is your net worth?
About 500,000.
Okay. And you're talking about buying a new truck?
No.
A 1-year-old or 2-year-old?
We're looking for the certified pre-owned.
Okay, so this should be a lesson in itself. This woman's household income is $100,000. She saved her and her husband have saved $30,000, and their net worth is $500,000. I'm assuming that most of that is their home, but still $500,000 net worth. So let's just put this into perspective. Most people, even including people my age and younger, they're looking to go out and buy $30,000, $40,000 cars. Have a $600 to $800 a month payment. So I already think that this woman is doing it right. They make $100,000 a year. They have saved $30,000 so they can buy the car in cash. She's definitely doing it right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing to do then is pull the data on the truck before you go in.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to know what the truck is worth.
We've done that. It's about 30,000 would be a good deal.
Well, but an individual truck might be different, because you're looking at a particular truck with miles on it. You're looking at a particular truck with slightly different equipment on it and that kind of a thing. And so
Okay.
you're in the range for sure on that truck, and it is a nice truck. So but you pull up, you find a particular one at a dealership sitting there certified used, right? And you look at the exact miles and the exact equipment, and you enter that into kellybluebook.com, and maybe look at a couple of the other sites, maybe the Edmunds Car Guide, and start to get an idea. Okay, this car has a retail on it of this, and you'd never pay retail.
Okay, so this is a really good point by David Ramsey. It's knowing what the car is worth that you're trying to purchase. And I think just a lot of people go into a dealership willy-nilly. Oh, I like that one. That one looks nice. They have not done the research ahead of time to really see what the car is worth based on what features the car has, based on the mileage, based on the year, etc. So this is good advice that David is giving Susie so far.
Period.
Okay.
I don't pay retail, period, for a car, under no circumstances. And and so let's say Kelley Blue Book on the thing, private sale is kind of middle ground, and wholesale is what they pay for the truck. That's what the dealer would pay for the truck, all right? And so you want to be somewhere between private sale and wholesale at the most. And so you go in knowing, let's say private sale is 29 on the truck and wholesale is 27 on the truck. Then you need to be somewhere north of 27 in your mind. And, maybe they got 31 on it. I don't know what they got on it. But we walk in there and we go, look, guys, this is cash. This is what I would do. This is cash. I'm going to write you a check, and I'm going to drive the truck away. And I'm really not going to stand here all day and dance with you.
Okay, so again, while in actuality and in your mind, his approach seems like a logical thing to do, I can guarantee you, first of all, the salesman's going to get frustrated with you because, again, they're there to sell. They're there to sort of work you, kind of feel out your emotions. So although that'd be the perfect scenario where you can go in and do what he said, look, I want this truck. I can give you this price. I'll take it off the lot today for you. Most likely that's not going to work. It's a little bit harder than that.
So if you want to do this, I'm willing to write you a check right now. This is a done deal. Mm-hmm. It's over. But the price is $27,500. And just start talking to them that way. And the back end on a used car is not as big as it is on a new car for them. If they finance it and sell the paper, they make some spread on it. On a new car, they make more on it than they do on the car that's selling the paper for payments. So that site's advice would be more applicable to a new car, to not tell them you're paying cash. I don't worry about that buying a used car. This is what the truck is worth, and boom. I bought a Raptor used, which is a similar truck.
I like those.
little more expensive, but a similar truck. Had 19,000 miles on it. It was sitting on a local dealer's lot. I had bought cars from that dealer before, and he knows me. And I walked in, I said, look, Kelley Blue Book is on it this. You got too much on this truck, and it's not even, it wasn't even a Ford lot that it was sitting on. And I said, look, you want the thing off the lot? I'll take it off the lot today. And that's how we started. And I got a good price on it. I didn't steal the truck. I didn't steal it, but I got a good price on it, especially compared to a brand new one because of how much that thing went down the first year, because it was only a year old when I bought it.
Okay, so a similar truck, for those of you who know, an F-150 is basically a base model, and then you have your tiers up from there, and then there's the Raptor. So I would say that not just a little bit more expensive, I would say more like 3 or 4 times the cost. Some Raptors can get up to $120,000.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, you just look at it that way. Now, if you want to steal a car, I mean, you want to get something thousands and thousands of dollars under, you're probably looking at buying from an individual or working with some kind of a car broker and buying it off the line where it's running down the wholesale line or through the auctions.
Let me ask you, when we're kind of afraid, that's why we like the certified cars, because they've already looked the engine.
I'm not worried about that. If it's a Ford and it's 1 year old, you don't have to worry about that car. It's fine.
Okay, so this is where I think that David Ramsey is completely wrong. You guys may or may not know, you can buy a certified pre-owned car, or you can just buy a regular used car. The certified pre-owned cars go through many points of inspection, and then another warranty is slapped onto that car directly from the dealer in most cases, because again, they went over the whole car. They've checked everything on multiple points on the vehicle to make you, I guess, just more at ease with the vehicle purchase, because they went over everything. They know that it's not a lemon. So when he says it's not important in any way, shape, or form, and he wouldn't worry about buying a pre-owned certified truck versus just a used truck, I think that's completely wrong. Always go for the certified pre-owned, because it has way more perks. It has usually an extended warranty on it. It's actually been checked from headlight to taillight, and you're much less likely to get a lemon.
I mean, it's just not going to be a piece of junk.
The other thing is that my husband's kind of afraid to, because we were looking through like Carfax and everything when we're looking online at different cars, and he was saying that rental cars that are about a year old, rental or leased cars, a lot of them are those, and he's kind of afraid about how well they were taken care of.
A rental car would be something that would be tough. I don't want a car that's been on rental unless you're looking for something different. But that car's been ragged out possibly. But a lease car is just an individual owned it, and they had it on a 1-year lease and they turned it in.
All right, so he is completely correct. There is a massive difference between buying a car that was a rental vehicle versus buying a car that was a personal lease. The rental vehicle, usually, sometimes they're smoked in, or they're just trashed, or if they're somewhat even a fast car, they're just drag raced, all around town. Versus a lease vehicle, you're actually liable for damages on a lease vehicle. So people really tend to keep leased vehicles, or keep them kind of like their own. The maintenance is usually paid for by the dealer, because again, it's not your car, you're leasing the car. So more likely than not, the lease car is way going to be a better deal for you, because it's actually taken care of by the dealer and by the owner much more than a rental car would be.
That's like anybody else that was driving it. So just because it had been leased doesn't scare me. But and I wouldn't want to buy one that was a rental as a personal driver. Now I might buy it for something in a fleet, or if I was doing construction work or something where I need a farm truck or something. But this is going to be a nice driver, a nice personal driver. So, but a lease wouldn't be bad. Yeah, pull the Carfax on it. That's fine. That's fine too.
And then one more question. When it comes to purchasing like a vehicle, what are some key phrases? Or if I go on to Kelley Blue Book, can I just go on to kellybluebook.com and it'll just all pop up?
Yeah. Yeah, you click on private sale on that, and then run the numbers on that particular vehicle, and you begin to get a range on the vehicles you look at. And don't get married to the first one you roll up on.
So while Kelley Blue Book is a good site to go on to get a general idea of what your vehicle's worth, based on the mileage, based on what type of features you have in it, and based on if you're selling it to a private party versus a dealer, you can also go on sites like Car Gurus or Auto Trader and see what real people and dealers, so private party and dealers, are selling the same exact car as you for on there. And again, take it with a grain of salt, because anyone can go on there and as a private party and be like, hey, I want $50,000 for my Honda Civic. Well, that's, they're dreaming basically, obviously. So, and dealers can go on there and they can mark their cars up too, but just go on there and see generally what the car is selling for based on the year. Make sure it's the same as yours, based on the mileage, make sure it's a close mileage to yours, and then make sure the features are pretty close to the features in your car.
Oh, I love that color. Oh, you're screwed. You're going to pay too much, because as soon as you decide you're married to that car, you're getting ready to pay too much for it.
Okay, so when he said that, if you're gawking over the car, you're going to get charged much more, that's 100% true. Salesmen can read people's body language. They can play and read into people's emotions. If you go into their lot and say like, oh my God, this car is perfect. It's the exact year. It's the exact mileage I want. It's the exact color. the mileage is super low, I really want this car, they're gonna they know that they have you hooked basically. So that's the last thing you want to do. Just treat it like any old, other car on the lot, and don't make it a big deal. Even though if inside you know that this is a car for you and you really want it, don't project that on the outside to the salesman.
It's just a car. It really
is.
Is
there a certain time of the year or a certain time of the month or a certain time of the week?
I wouldn't worry about it. The thing is, the question is how long they've had it on the lot. Most used car dealers will keep a car on the lot only so long, and then they'll roll it through they'll run it through the auction and wholesale it and get it off their lot. They'll turn their money over. And so I bought a Chevy 4-wheel drive that we've still got here at the office. We still use it as a delivery truck. I bought it many, many years ago, and I bought it from that guy. And I said, "How long you had that thing on the lot?" And he said, 90 days. I said, "You're getting ready to roll it off at wholesale anyway, so sell it to me." So if they've been sitting on the truck a while. Now, if it's a certified, that might not be the case. But if they've been sitting on that truck a while, they may be getting ready to roll it out because they're not going to keep it on there 6 months. You're not going to see the same car sitting on the average dealer's lot 6 months. They're going to roll it and turn their money.
Okay, so that's also a huge selling point. Points towards you as the buyer versus the seller. You can always just go on the Carfax and see how long that dealership has had the ownership of that car.
Because that unit's not moving for them. You follow me?
Yes, thank you. And one more question: if we choose to kind of look into the wholesale aspect of it, how do we even do that? I've never done anything like that before.
You'd have to find what's called a car broker, and there are people out there that will go to the auction for you, and you need to be careful that you find one that is that's got a good reputation and that you can check out. So make sure you really do your due diligence and learn about the person you're working with on that and the service that they're providing, and have very, very clear expectations on that. But you're buying a little bit blind there, in that you might not personally see the car. You may see pictures of it, learn all the details of it, and then it runs down the line, and you're authorizing them to bid so much on that car when it goes down the line, and they may be in a different city. Miles and miles away, and then they'll ship it in. I've bought 2 or 3 that way over the years. You're probably buying this truck off a lot somewhere. The thing you just don't want to do is just don't pay too much. I doubt you're going to get it thousands and thousands of dollars under, though. But you just don't want to pay too much. You want to do your research and know that you've gotten a hold of something that's strong. Don't buy extended warranties either, by the way. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
All right, so I really agree with what he said at the end, which is don't buy extended warranties on the vehicles. They really try to get you at the very end of the car buying process at the dealer to buy extended warranties on the vehicle, and usually they end up being a couple thousand, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 added on to the price of the vehicle, and they try to tell you, well, if anything goes wrong, we'll cover it for you. But if you actually read into the fine print on most of these extended warranties, they don't cover a whole host of things that could go wrong. And then they might try to be like, well, you can just put this cost into the payments, into your monthly payment. It'll only make your payment go up by $30 a month. But again, don't fall for that. Know what you're buying and really do the research on it, and most likely you'll be fine. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching this video all the way through. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you gained some insight and knowledge on how to buy a used car most efficiently and effectively, and that's going to be the best for your wallet. If you guys haven't already, if you found this video educational, please give me a thumbs up on the video. That greatly helps my channel out. And of course, please subscribe to my channel for future content. Alright guys, well that's it for today. I will see you guys in the next video.